Hello there. I have some home decor DIYs for the new year's starting out 2024 that I can't wait to share with you. I'm Whitney Lucas with Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots, and let's jump into the craft room. So, we're going to start with 3 pieces of wood here. Now, they're going to be 3 different projects, but I was staining them together. We have a wood plank board from Dollar Tree, and the second one here, I believe, is called Craftwood. Yep, Craftwood, also Dollar Tree. These 2 pieces, $1.25 each. Now, this pretty girl I got in a box of random small wood pieces, like box of small pieces off of Amazon. So it's like $30 for a lot of really nice quality wood. And I'm going to use 3 different tints. My favorite here is a home decor folk art wood tint. And then these 2 are gel stains, one in walnut and one in oak. As you see here, I got the gel stains from Amazon. The wood tint's also off of Amazon too. Wood tint is my favorite. I just wanted to see the different, if they turned out different colors. I was just honestly having no rhyme or reason. I just went to my stash and grabbed some stains. Now I love this right here. This is the wood tint, the folk art home decor wood tint in the color walnut. I love this color. I've used it on many of my videos previously. If you're new here, you will see me use it continually until that bottle is empty, and then I will buy more, because it's my favorite. It's not a wax and it's not a stain. It's a wood tint. It's water-based. It doesn't smell. And I love the color. It looks great with whites and everything. So you'll see here. After I gave it one good coat, I'm going to start using my IOD stamp set called Portobello Road. I get all my IOD products and my DIY products from Lori@miltonsdaughter.com. So make sure you take a look at that. That's links in my description. There's a code for some good stuff. See what works, what doesn't. And there's also a incentive program for return customers. So take a peek at that. Now I wanted to use this cute little part of Portobello Road. It's this little line of underwears. Aren't they cute? Like a little line of underwears. And I want to use white ink. So this only ink I have is called Picket Fence. It's a Tim Holtz distressed ink. It's the only one I have in white. And I was worried it wouldn't turn out. And take a look at this. Look at those cute little underwears. They're like the bloomers or pantaloons, or I don't know what you call it. I just think they're cute. It's like a little hanging laundry line of I'm just going to keep calling them underwears. Anyways, there's another word, but I don't want to say it because it could creep people out, and YouTube might say, ew, why do you keep saying that word? So I'm just going to call them underwears. But I wanted to make it look like a bunch of laundry lines here. Now, see, this right here is a mask. All the IOD stamps, majority of them come with a mask for your stamp, and it's basically a plastic cutout of the exact stamp so you can layer them. Now, a lot of them come with it. It's a very good feature. Now, check this out. I wanted to make these 2 layer, but then they're not jumbled. So the mask covers the part that you don't want to stamp over so it looks like they're layered, as in, otherwise you would have a whole bunch of lines together and it just wouldn't look pretty. Now, our second set from IOD here is called Letterpress, bunch of fonts, and then I'm also going to use just black ink, any black ink you have. IOD also has really good inks, but I only have one. I have a gray color, so if you have ink, just use whatever makes you feel good. But these stamps are really, really great, and we're going to just spell out something that I think probably will remind all of you guys of just how quirky and funny and crazy I am, because I just wanted to have fun. I felt like making a sign with underwear on it that says, "Hey, sweet cheeks." I don't know what it is about it. Also, you're not going to see your cheeks in these underwear, but still, whatever. I just felt that it was cute. So I'm going to thank everybody for being here. If you can, take a peek at my little animation up here. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, hit the like, and then also the notification bell. It's the easiest and fastest and free way to support me and my channel. It helps YouTube know that you like me and will suggest me and will help me grow. So just take a peek at that. So go ahead and hit that bell. Hit the like and hit the subscribe. So that's the end of my shameless plug. That's not true. I'm going to plug way more. Just wait. Just give me another 5 minutes. I'll forget. Anyways, saw something shiny. And so I got the Hey Sweet Cheeks on there. There's a couple of the letters if you take a look, and if you want to rewind and mute me because the jibber jabber gets to be too much, you could just go over them. It's very easy. I was using a thin mount that you get from IOD also, but also I've seen people use the Dollar Tree clear cutting boards. They work really well too. So now I'm going to get some ribbon from Amazon that I want to wrap around vertically, but I want to staple it. So I want to make sure that my staples won't go through the wood. So here's the best way that I do this. I take the staples out of my staple gun, and if I remember, of course, and I just make sure that it's not thicker than the wood. These are exactly the thickness of the wood. So can't do that twice, could I? In any event, we're going to take this. I'm going to wrap the ribbon around vertically, and then just plug some staples in there. The hot glue is just kind of like for immediate support. It's not something that I'm like counting on 100% to hold it together. That's why I wanted to use some staples. So I took one piece and wrapped that fully around vertically, and then I cut another strand here, as you see. I'm going to try to just tie a knot, but what I ended up doing here is I'm going to staple this in first. So I'm going to tack it down with some glue. Perfect. Now I'm going to put one staple right in the middle. And I took a couple of sprigs off of a berry pick I've had in my stash for who knows how long. And I'm just going to tack that in there with a little bit of glue. And then I'm going to tie that extra little piece of ribbon into a knot. And that's it. No bows, no fuss, no holding anything, no arthritis or, carpal tunnel issues. Just make a little knot. And basically that's it. This goes really fast, really, really cute. And I keep saying sweet just because I'm looking at Sweet Cheeks. I love the way it says. I just liked it. I thought it was funny and it fits my personality. So, I mean, if you're like me and you want to put a cute little stamp up, I think this would look great in a bathroom for one thing, or a laundry room. But honestly, this would be in my house anywhere because I have that kind of sense of humor. So, hey, Sweet Cheeks. Also, the underwears, they're so cute. Tell me what you think. Okay, so now our second piece of wood here, I'm going to use the walnut color, but this time I'm going to use the gel stain that I got. It's an Americana brand. I got it off of Amazon. And it's a different color. I mean, you can see off to the side here, the other two pieces have already been stained. Remember, I tried to do this thinking that it would be a wonderful, me catching up, and ended up being an editing nightmare. But anyways, they're all turned out to be just a little bit different colors. Now for this one, I'm going to do some wet distressing with some Debbie's DIY paint in the color Beadboard. It's a really pretty white color. And this DIY paint is the type I was telling you I get from miltonsdaughter.com. Lori from miltonsdaughter.com is an awesome person. But this paint's actually pretty good. Now, it's not got a sealer built into it. It's clay-based. So it does dry quickly, honestly. I'm putting 2 solid coats on the top, and the rest of this piece of wood, the back and the sides, I'm doing a very distressed, kind of just crazy, very sloppy coat on it. So this is what I want here. Now, I'm going to also use my letterpress stamp set again. So like I said, in this video alone, I've already used it twice, but I've used this stamp set multiple times in the past, and you will see it multiple times in the future because, again, you get 3 fonts in here, and I think there's the smallest letters that you can get right now from IOD. But again, these are the type of stamps that you can find these types of stamps in many different places. But again, the IOD stamps, in my opinion, are very, very good quality, and they're worth the investment. Now, I'm going to stamp hello on here, but I forgot to wet distress. Wet distressing is part of the reason why I love DIY paint so much, because you're not sanding off and have dust everywhere. So you're just going to take a wet rag. I'm using a baby wipe right here, and you're just going to rub on the paint and it reactivates it, which is why you have to seal it, because it doesn't have a sealer built in. Water will reactivate the paint. So I'm taking baby wipe and I'm just rubbing in areas where I want to pull the paint off. You can tell as you go how much pressure you need to apply. Now what here is I'm getting a new baby wipe, so you're going to have to use either a new piece of your towel, wet washcloth, or whatever, what have you, and just make sure that you're using it. Otherwise, it will become a big smeary mess. You can kind of see some of the paint right there on my work surface, but just make sure that you get a good clean towel, and you'll see that wood grain coming through, which is why we stained it underneath there first. I wanted that to pop through. I love the way that looks, and there's no dust, there's no mess, and I'm also not taking down the shape of the wood. Also, if you have something that's an unfavorable color underneath it, which is why you could paint a solid paint color underneath something that has a sealer in it, like an acrylic paint, and then put the DIY paint over the top, and that will show through. It's so pretty. Now, you're going to see me, I spelled it correctly. Let's put it that way. I'm just going to put that out there. I spelled hello correctly. But what I should have done here is I knew right about here, I'm like, this H looks like it's a little crooked. I'll just leave it. And then, boop, Whitney, what did you do? Yeah, it's crooked. But remember, I like to say that I think most of the beauty lies in the flaws or the mistakes or the damage of items. So a lot of times we'll just work with it. So I'm going to leave it there and we'll see what we can do. Now I'm going to use this rub-on transfer set from Iron Orchid's design called Millet's Pages. I got it earlier, I'd say this year, but it's 2024 now, so Happy New Year, guys. In 2023, it's got all kinds of stuff in here. I'm going to go for the fruit section, and I'm going to pull out some cherries and berries and lemons or something. And then at the very bottom of all these pages, it's almost like a it's like an index type of thing. So everything's numbered, and then you could see what the name of the item is in language that I can't speak because I have no clue what that says. But again, typography is very, very good for different types of distressing, different types of home decor. I like the way this looks. Again, I'm chopping it apart. It's not like it's going to be read like for informational purposes. This is for decorative purposes. This is to make me smile. But what we're doing here is I was trying to, obviously I'm out of frame, so sorry about that to begin with, but I put a little piece extra on the top corner, and I thought, well, since this is kind of all a little bit pulled apart, let me put that over the H and the E and see if it kind of takes away from my oopsie there. I don't know if it does or not. I've added enough to this that I think she's still pretty the way she is. I love it. I don't mind the crookedness. I mean, had I intentionally done it, I would have intentionally made all of the letters as crooked, but I'm not sure. I think I like it the way it is. It gives a little bit of a, I'm here. Hello. Hi. It doesn't matter to me. I love it. Let me know if you like these things. Do you like the crookedness? Do you like imperfections? Do you do them on purpose? Because I make them by mistake, but then I like them anyways. So I took my finger sander after I put all the transfers on, and I just kind of roughed up everything so it kind of matches. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put a coat of Debbie's DIY clear wax over the top, because again, remember, we used a DIY paint, and that white paint needs to be sealed. I like using their wax if I want to keep a chalky look. Now you can use their liquid patina, which is like a Mod Podge. You could use Mod Podge, you could use polyacrylic, or any other type of item that you see fit that you like to use for top coat, right? I personally love this wax, and you'll see me dab in the wax and then dab inside the lid, because this stuff is very soft and silky, and it is like butter, and it's beautiful, and I love it. So it's a good quality wax. Just take your pick. Now we're going to wrap some jute around it from this little girl here. It's just a small spool of 3,600 feet. I know it's tiny, small. I'm going to run out tomorrow, I swear. I hope I could get some more. That came from the fact that the Dollar Trees by me seem to never want to stock the jute in the automotive section, like the package you get of three jute thingies, 3 jute spools from Dollar Tree. So I went to Amazon and I said, fine, Dollar Tree. I did have to buy 3,600 feet of it. I got a smoking deal. Let me tell you, it's cheaper than buying that much of it from Dollar Tree. But I have just a little bit, just a little extra. But you're going to see me use it. I've used it for years, and I'll use it for years to come. So now I'm wrapping this around vertically. Now the piece of wood still stands up straight. I had to make sure I did that. Yes, there's wax on here. I only used the glue in the beginning to tack it down just so I could wrap it. And then I glued the other end to itself. So this jute's not going to come off. And then of course I used my candle lighter, put some fire on it. I got some fire, got off the fuzzies, and I think it looks cute. I wanted to make just some really fast, easy wood signs that were just kind of bright and springy. You know, we're out of the holiday season. I personally would have loved to put pumpkins on all of these again, but I'm in the mood for lemons and cherries and happy greenery and white flowers, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's spring. Spring's trying to jump forward out of me. I'm not sure, but we'll see. You tell me what you think. Now, our last one here, I'm doing the other Dollar Tree board. This one was just kind of an idea. I didn't know if it would turn out, and I honestly didn't know if I'd keep it in the video, and I think it's one of my favorites because of the way it turns out with the stencil. So I'm using, this is the oak color of that gel stain, and I think it also turns out very, very pretty. Now on this one, I'm still using the Debbie's DIY paint in the color B board, but this is getting a very sloppy, distressed coat of paint. This is not getting a solid coat anywhere because I still want a lot of that warm oak color to come through. So after our paint dries, this is what we have. Very farmhouse. Very beautiful, cute little farmhouse board here. Now, I decided I'm going to try using this stencil from Essential Stencils. This Home Sweet Home stencil came in a 6-pack I got. I think I got it last year, but it's still available. It's the home pack. You get 6 of them. And I love using their stencils. I have a decent time with stencils. I mean, I make my mistakes too. What I'm going to use on this is my favorite color green, the Spanish Moss by Home Decor, Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint. Right now, this is my favorite green. I have not ran into another green that I like. It says moss green on it, but it's a perfect, like almost leafy green. It makes me happy. I'd use it in spring, summer, and fall. I love this green. Now, I don't think I have ever used a stencil and left it in the way they meant to leave it. So I'm going to do Home Sweet Home across this board horizontally. So as you see, I'm taking a lot of paint off of my brush and I'm going, this is real time here. I haven't sped this up yet. So you can see this goes very slowly and this is the best way to do it. Now, if I remember and I have patience, they turn out for me every time. You'll see me, I missed one or two things up in here, but you'll see me correct it, take it off, wipe it down. But this is how slow this goes. And as long as you just go slow and your brush is pretty much almost dry, you're going to do lots of layers. Your hand's going to get tired, your arm will get tired, but it's so pretty when you're done. It's so pretty. So here I'm trying to get my fingers in a position so I'm not painting them. I don't know why, because crafting is mess. And also I'm just getting a little bit more liberal with the paint here, but look at that. That was real time. As slow as it went, and look how perfect it is. Now, normally I don't like the little separations in the letters on stencils, and I will go back in with a paintbrush and a very thin brush and kind of like connect them. On this font, it doesn't bother me. I really like the way it looks. So, and also, wait till you see what I've done. So my two homes worked out. I always clean my stencils off. I don't like to leave the paint on there because then it makes it horrible for the next time you ever use them on another project with a different color. Now here I kind of messed up because I didn't hold down the stencil long enough, so I just wiped it off and went back at it. Remember, again, this is only a $1.25 piece of wood. You can also sand things off if you're using a paint that you can't wipe off. Now this is not a DIY paint. You could always use DIY paints because they are water-based. So if you mess something up, you can let it dry and then wipe it off, or just wipe it off with water. Now, I felt like the Home Sweet Home with the green wasn't popping enough for me. You couldn't really see it that well. So I decided to go back over it with my white paint. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking the stencil and I'm lining it back up. Everything is dry and I'm going up and to the right. So up and to the right, as you can see here with my lovely directional airport runway hands. You're going up and to the right. And just remember, whatever direction you do, I was trying to go for a shadow and it turned out so great, you guys. I'm like holding my face right now while I'm recording this voice recording because I was like so happy. This was a happy accident because I said, well, Whitney, how are we going to fix this so we can make the green the shadow of it? And it turned out so well. Look at it. It's so pretty. Sometimes you ever do something, you're like, I made the most wonderful accidental prettiness happen today and I am proud of this. I want to put this on my phone. I'm gonna take this with me and show strangers at the grocery store. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, you just like, you want to tell someone about it because you're like so dang happy. I couldn't have been happier. Now, I love these homes. Home and home turn out great. I didn't want to do the same thing in the middle because I didn't want it would be way too busy. So what I did was I did this one the opposite. So I've already done the sweet in green thinking that it would be fine, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to redo this entire one right over the green in white. So I'm covering all of the green in white, letting it dry, and now I'm going back and I'm going to go up and to the right with the green this time. So that way the green word sweet has a shadow of white, whereas the two words of home have the green shadow. So I was like, hopefully this won't be too busy because all three of them having the same effect on them was kind of like making your eyes jumble. I mean, yeah, this is just a tiny little shelf sitter that's just supposed to make you happy when you walk past it, but I couldn't have been happier. I'm really glad that I put the green on there because I wanted that to pop. Again, this is my favorite color. So with the rest of what's left on my brush in the green, I just did a little bit of, haphazard, kind of crazy, just distressing. I literally just rubbed the driest paint I could find on the side of it. Now, I ended up needing to put a little stand on it. I thought that the wood plank here, this little board would stand on its own, and it kind of did, but it would fall over. So I'm just going to take some tumbling tower blocks from the Dollar Tree, little wooden blocks. If you have something you could just use as a stand on the back, do that. So I glued 3 of them to the back. So I'm using a combination of, that's Dollar Tree wood glue, super glue, and a little bit of hot glue just to, get that immediate hold. And then that wood glue, super glue is some awesome stuff. I've watched a lot of YouTubers use it and I decided to just get myself a bottle of it, and am not, I am surprised as anyone else. It is really good glue. So, and of course I couldn't leave it by itself. So I got the gel stain back out and I stained it up so it matched. And then I, of course, went back again, needed to match, got the paint back out, did a little bit of a sloppy, farmy. It's a little sloppy, distressed coat of paint just to get it to match, because I have to have it look the same. Just need it to look cohesive. It's one of my, it's a blessing and a curse, because I literally had to get all the paints back out, blah, blah, blah. But look at how cute it is. And like, no one's ever going to see that. I'll see it and I'll know about it. But anyways, now we're back at the same DIY clear wax, because we have used that for home decor. I'm not home decor. We used the DIY chalk, the DIY paint, the Debbie's DIY paints, the beadboard, that white color. So we do need to seal this. And I'm just using clear wax. You could use some. I have white, clear, and dark wax from the DIY waxes, and they are absolutely great, good quality. I just wanted to keep these kind of fresh and clean. Otherwise, that dark wax would look really great on it too. But I also didn't want to take away from the dry brushing with that green, that little kind of like, see the green on the corner there? I don't know why. It kind of reminds me of like mossy, I don't know, happy green summery stuff. I don't know. Just makes me happy. Tell me what you think about this girl. I love how she turned out. Small little sign. Pretty effective, and I already have it sitting out in my front room. Now, last DIY for this video is this pretty little basket I've had. I went and grabbed her out of my stash, and apparently I got it on sale for 50% off at Home Depot. I'm looking at Home Decor, and here I'm going to tell myself Hobby Lobby. But see, check that out, 2016. That's right. I have no secrets from you guys. I've told you many times that some of the stuff in my stash, that's been there years. So we're looking at how many? 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 7 years. Jeez, Whitney. Yeah, I've got stuff older than that too. I mean, if you want to start comparing, you know what I'm saying? I'll show you some real old stuff. Let's see who wins this battle. I know we all do. So the best, most effective way I love to change baskets is just like this. Paint the handle, or just paint a band or two. If it's a cute little, this is like a little strawberry basket. I don't know what type of basket it is, but I imagine strawberries in it. I don't know why. This is so pretty. Very Eastery. So if you have a favorite color, also paint it that. I was going for this theme. Everything was like naturals, wood colors, and whites. So because again, I used that DIY paint, which I only had to use one coat on this basket, because again, that DIY paint is it's a very good pigment. It's not thick or anything. It will thick it up as it gets older. So you got to stir it because it's clay based, but it does need to be sealed. So I painted up the band and the handle, and then I sealed it with the wax. Now we're going to fill it with all kinds of pretty stuff. Makes you happy. Now, this is just half of a styrofoam block that I got from Dollar Tree. So this is half of a Dollar Tree block, and then I cut the half in half. And we're going to just glue her inside of our basket, because we're going to fill this with all kinds of just interesting stuff. I wanted it to be I wasn't going specifically for any type of holiday. I could tell you that for sure. I was just kind of going for green and white, natural. Looks like you just picked up a bunch of stuff off of the side of the road. Although the stuff that I put in here does not grow on the side of the roads where I live, because I live in the desert. But I was going for fresh and clean and airy, and I'm ready for the flowers and the hummingbirds and the bumblebees, and I'm ready for all that. As much as I don't want it to get hot, I'm ready for that weather. And I know a lot of you are where it snows. I do not live where it snows. And I know you guys are waiting for it too. So let me know in the comments if you are ready for spring to jump on us. I am ready as well. Spring only lasts like a week for me, and then it's just hot. So, but tell me, are you ready? Because I'm ready. So I filled the top of the basket with some Spanish moss. No need to secure that in, because we're going to be using hot glue on our flowers, and it's going to go through the moss, and it will do that work for you. Now, this is a hydrangea bundle that I've got at Amazon. It's a little bag of Amazon flowers. They are absolutely gorgeous, by the way, and worth every penny. I cannot remember how much I paid for them, but they are listed in my Amazon shop, which is in my description and a pinned comment below. I am just going to put one of those big girls right off to the right side. And then here's just a jumble of everything I grabbed that made me happy. Lots of greens and lots of like house planty looking things, like these dark ones I got at Walmart maybe a couple years ago. And I think it's like, Whitney, why did you buy them? Because they were 97 cents. Yes, that's exactly why you bought them. But I was like, they are so dark. I'm not sure how I'm ever going to use them in anything. And I think I bought like maybe 10 bundles of them. And I've used them in a couple other projects before, but it turns out good when you layer them. I've been layering all colors of green, lots of different shades, deep dark ones like this. And like this particular example is perfect. I'm going to put a few of these dark ones in here because I'm going to make them just kind of accent stuff underneath in the bottom. They're not going to be a focal point because, I mean, it is a decent looking artificial bush. It's not like it's greatest quality, but like this guy right here, this was from Michael's. This one wasn't cheap, but it's been in my stash for so long. It's time to say goodbye to her. So I started cutting it apart, and it's, you know, that's like a house plant. It's a little house plant. And then these little sprigs here, these are from Michael's from a couple years ago, like an Eastery springtime thing. Little, I guess, I mean, eucalyptus look like little picks. I like the white that's mixed into them. I will be looking for more this year because that's the last one I have. And I've been using them in many of my DIYs for across a lot of my projects. I like to stick these little things in as accents. So I'll be looking for some more this year. Anything that's got that nice, dusty, springy, like it's almost like a transitioning from winter to spring. So it's like a different, like a lighter green with the white on the ends of it. And now I've got a little bundle of, this is the green bundle of Michael's tulips. Now they fall apart, so I glue every single bundle back onto the stem. It's actually a pet peeve of mine, but for some reason I allow Michael's to get away with it because I love their tulips. I think their tulips are super, super cute. They're smaller, that's the size and the shape. I don't know what it is about their tulips. For some reason, I let them get away with the whole, you're going to have to glue every single flower back on because they fall off within seconds of looking at them. You don't even have to touch them. If you breathe in their direction, they fall off of the stems. Does that bother you? Because I'm telling you, I will be in the store picking things off the floor trying to fix that. Now I felt I needed just a little bit more, so I went back into my stash and I got some eucalyptus that I got off of Amazon. I got this like 36 pieces of it. I got 36 of these bushes or something like that for a very good price off Amazon. Also linked in my shop if you want to take a peek. And I just cut a couple stems off of this bundle and I just accented that in there. It has a light limey green with a darker green in the middle. Couldn't help it. And I had to add, of course, one more tulip back to the center because they make me happy. The tulips, the way they move, I like movement. So if they kind of, like if the arrangement shakes or if it moves if you shake it, I don't know what it is. Like flowers that move make me happy. Maybe it's because I think it's real, even though I know it's not. Now, I'm going back to this Amazon ribbon that I bought. I really wanted just a nice black and white ribbon, and this is a good quality grosgrain ribbon. So I cut a strand of it, and I tied this probably 4 or 5 times, guys. So I cut all that out to show you what I ended up doing. So I cut a piece, and I'm going to tie it but up the handle some. I kept tying it down by the base of the handle where it touches the basket, and it just wasn't working for me because it's getting lost in all the fluffy goodness, which is okay. But I did want the bow to be seen. So because this is one-sided ribbon, you're going to see me kind of maneuver and negotiate and try to get the ribbon to face the right way. So if you get your knots tied like you're tying your shoes, you get it pretty much almost tied all the way tight, but you're going to leave yourself enough slack to kind of really move the ribbon around. You're going to have to make sure you're getting the right side to face up, and then you can tighten it down so that you can see that you have it. So this took a little bit of time, but I think it's worth it. And it's such a really cute ribbon. Again, it's a nicer, thicker grosgrain ribbon, so I'm not mad at it at all. I think she's pretty. I also have a massive roll of it too, so you're probably going to see that a lot coming up, or just in general. You're going to see it Valentine's Day. You're going to see it at Easter. You're going to see it 4th of July. You're going to see a birthday. You're going to see it on pumpkins and Christmas for the next 3 years. And here's my tiny little jute bundle. This is so small. I'm going to run out. I'm so going to run out. And here I did a wrapped bow around your fingers. So I wrapped it about 5 times around my 4 fingers. And I'm going to leave this in real time so you guys can see this. Let me know if this is what you guys like. Majority of my videos before this, I was doing a lot of stuff and just kind of speeding through it. But I was worried that a lot of you guys wouldn't see some of the details it needs. Especially a beginner, you're going to want to see these steps and just try to see if you can duplicate them. Because that's exactly how I did things back in the day too. When I didn't know, it was just like, hopefully I can see it and slow things down, pause, play. And that's the best way to learn, is just to watch it over and over. So after you wrap it around your fingers, I took another piece I cut off of the spool, and I laid that flat, and I'm going to tie it around the middle of the bundle that you take off your fingers. It's not going to unravel very quickly. You know, you can just hold it. You don't have to hold it very tightly. This is a very easy bow. And once you tie that in a double knot, you have a very cute bow. And I like to leave the ends long on the part that you wrap around your fingers, as well as the part that we're using as the tails. That way it looks like it has 4 tails. So it's a very full bundled little bow with 4 tails. It's so pretty. And then there's times where I cut all the tails off. In this instance, this is why I do here. I take the bow, I make it, I place it in the project, and I look at it. Do I like it this way? Nope, I like it kind of diagonally up here like this. So once I commit, I make up my mind. I said, yep, this is your new home. We're going to glue her down. And she's so cute, right? A little diagonal there. And then, of course, cut the rest of the slack off of the tails so that you have, you know, appropriate lengths, whatever makes your heart and your eyes happy. Do as you please, whatever helps you sleep at night. For me, it's all of the above. Doesn't matter. I have dreams about ribbon and chalk paint and flowers and pumpkins. You name it. But look how pretty this is. I love the weave on this basket. It is so cute. So cute. And see those little dark leaves there peeking out? I think they're perfect. They're perfect for this. So again, if sometimes you think like, am I going to use this? Maybe if you're trying to cut back on buying things you don't need or having a big stash, trust me, I believe in that. I know where you're coming from. I am with you on that because I feel bad a lot of times. I have buyer's guilt when I get stuff, but I've ended up using a lot of it, and I'm trying to use more and more of my stuff now. So this is all we have for today. I made 3 little wood signs and then just a cute little arrangement in a basket. I just really needed to get some good, crisp, fresh, springy, happy green stuff out just to make me happy. So are you crafting anything right now that's just making your heart happy for the season, even though we're kind of still wintry kind of things? But I'm just doing things that make me happy. That's what we're here for, right? Tell me what you think and tell me how you are dealing with this transition time from holiday to winter to waiting for the next season. So that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for spending your time with me. I appreciate every single one of you for showing up. Your comments are great. If you have a coffee page, so if you learn anything or you like my DIYs or you consider sending a donation that way. Also, I will be selling my DIYs in my coffee shop, so take a peek at that too. And with all that being said, I love you more than I could possibly say in words. Many hugs, happy crafting, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.